Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are back once again with Tru Heels BTR Between the Ropes with an exclusive interview with former Impact World Tag Team Champions, Subculture, Mark Andrews, and Flash Morgan Webster, as well as Dani Luna. Thank you so much for joining me. How you guys doing?
Doing all good. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for chatting to us today.
I'm honored to talk to all of you today. And, we got a lot to discuss with a Impact visiting the UK Invasion Tour. And you guys have been making your name all across the UK scene. I want to start with you, Dani. The UK is so important to the history of Impact Wrestling. And, going back after, I believe it's been 7 years since the last time Impact Wrestling has visited there. How does it feel to be a part of this upcoming tour?
I think it's such an honor to be a part of it. I think obviously we haven't been in Impact for too long, and for them to kind of trust us to bring us on this tour is amazing. And I do think we're very lucky because I think we'll recognize a lot of the people that are going to come to these shows, and it'll almost feel like we're a good middle ground for these people, like these huge Impact superstars, but we kind of feel like the boys next door to these kind of boys. But it's fantastic. I think it's so exciting. 7 years is a long time for Impact to have never been here. And I think the company as itself has changed and evolved so much since then. And to bring it back to the UK now and just to be a part of it in any small way that we are is such a pleasure.
Yeah, like you said, you guys are kind of like a mainstay in Impact Wrestling, so y'all can kind of be a bridge to maybe some stars that they might not know. So it's great that you guys are kind of there to be a part, kind of a cornerstone of this upcoming tour. Flash, I wanted to ask you, this is kind of your first go around with Impact Wrestling, kind of in the UK. I know for Mark, he's been there previously, for the last tour that he did, but how is it going to be, with the current scene in the tag team division, especially, with the Rascals as the champions and the way you guys lost those titles? How do you think your role is going to be on this upcoming UK Invasion Tour? And is the Impact titles in your vision?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Sid. I'd be lying if I didn't tell you we were looking really forward to walking into this tour as the Impact Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. Like we said, okay, we just got to defend them Slammiversary, and then we can, walk back out and come out emergence, and then on we go. And unfortunately, those Rascals, they pulled the rug from underneath us. As you said, it's my first time go around. Mark was there before, never picked up gold, but with me and Dani by his side, we managed to get the job done. And we were hoping to have a big championship coming home party on this tour. But unfortunately, as you said, the Rascals, they had other plans. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get our rematch while we are in England, and we can actually, become the first ever two-time Brits to hold those tag team champions.
I'm politicking here. We need to make this happen. You guys are, like I said, kind of the bridge for a lot of the newer Impact stars for these UK fans. So come on, Impact. Let's give them the Impact World Tag Team title shot. Give them that opportunity in front of those fans. Mark, like I said before, you were part of the last tour 7 years ago. How is kind of like the full circle and your previous run in Impact Wrestling, where someone like me as a fan, I discovered you during your first run in Impact. How's it been the difference being back in Impact Wrestling after so long?
It's been wild, it's been crazy because I guess when I was at Impact, what was it, back in 2014, 2015, that was like my first big break in wrestling. Whereas since then, coming back now, like I've gone away and achieved a lot more elsewhere alongside Flash Morgan Webster and Dani Luna. And to be able to come back now was almost like a much better and more experienced version of myself. I'm no longer the new kid on the block. I've been around and I come back with two of my best friends. So it's a completely new experience. I've come in with a lot more experience this time, and to be able to do the UK tour now, as I said, not as that kind of the rookie that I was 7 years ago when we did, Glasgow, Manchester, Wembley, and London. It feels good. I feel more confident going into this tour than I think I did back then. And as Flash said, it was a dream for us to win the Impact Tag Team Championships, but if we had the opportunity to win them again in the UK, because we always do well in our hometown. You know, we won the NXT UK Tag Team Championships in Wales, in Cardiff, in our home country. So if we could have just the opportunity, one more opportunity at those tag team championships, but in the UK, in our homeland, that's where it's going to happen. I'm telling you right now, Sid, those championships are coming home to us. So keep politicking like you're doing, because we need it. You give Scott D'Amore a call right now and you tell him to give us that match.
I'm pretty sure one of my friends is Scott D'Amore's like doppelganger, so I'm gonna have him make the call to his dad. So Scott, we're gonna arrange this. We're also gonna get Dani a shot at the Knockouts Championship, because I want to ask you, Dani, because you were just coming off the heels of Impact 1000 with that spectacular main event with all that history of Impact Wrestling, with Awesome Kong making her return, Gail Kim getting back into the ring. You got Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace. You've even teamed with the current Impact Knockouts World Champion Trinity. Where do you see your place in the kind of current spectrum of Impact's Knockouts division?
Well, I mean, like you said, I've just come off the tails of teaming with the Knockouts champion, and I don't think you can really come in much higher than that. And that was such a joy to team with Trinity. She was the best, but there's still that friendly competition, you know, like it must be hard to have the title because everyone's kind of looking at you like that. But yeah, seeing people like Gail Kim, people like Awesome Kong, people that I grew up watching, get back into the ring and get in there with people that I've been in the ring with, was such a weird juxtaposition for me. And it would be so cool. I know I'd really hope that some of them stick around for a little bit longer, because I would love to have a match like that. I mean, Dani Luna versus Awesome Kong would be one hell of a match, you know? But yeah, it's just grinding away. I think I've made a good impression so far. You know, I held my own against Deonna Purrazzo as well, who's a 2-time Knockouts champion. So I think it's just onwards and upwards from here, really, for me.
I agree. I think you're one of the future stars for this Knockouts division. And like I said, Scott, come on, let's work with getting her a shot, the friendly competition. Let's play off of that with a shot at Trinity for the Knockouts World Championship coming up on this UK Invasion Tour. I know, Mark, you brought up the NXT UK Tag Team title win in Wales. You know, you guys have won Tag Team Gold pretty much all over the place this year, whether it's Impact Wrestling, Rev Pro, all over the independent scene. How if you can reflect on the past year, because it's been a little over a year since you guys left NXT UK and the WWE, and you've kind of have taken that as a kind of a catapult into everything you've been doing across the wrestling world. So how do you reflect on the past year and how you've taken, you know, that setback with WWE and kind of had success all over the wrestling world?
Yeah, I think the last year has been really, really important for all three of us. I think we talk to each other about this quite a lot, and I think naturally, as everyone finds when you leave a big company like WWE and you get released from a place like that, you have, it feels like a huge setback. You know, you have a huge confidence knock, and it did take us a good while there to kind of, one, find our confidence, but two, to realize what we even want going ahead in wrestling. And I think I speak more for me and Flash than I do for Dani, because Dani, you know, you're a lot younger in your career, and she's just balls to the wall. She got straight back on the horse, didn't you? Whereas the oldies, me and Flash, we had to think about it a bit more. But it's been an incredibly validating and rewarding year for us, because, as I said, there have been highs and lows, and we kind of had to get through those lows to get to the highs, you know. So the fact that we were able to capture, you know, the Revolution Pro British Tag Team Championships, and then a week later we managed to capture the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championships. I mean, these are things that, especially when it comes to the Impact tag straps, like, that was on my to-do list. To win gold in Impact was something I wanted to do back when I was there last time, and I never got the opportunity to kind of tick that off the list. So the fact that we were able to this year, it means so much to me, and I know it does to Flash as well, because it's not just something which is, you know, picking up steam for our momentum, but it's also something that means a lot to me sentimentally. It's something that I wanted to do before calling it a day in however many years' time, you know? Yeah, I think this is kind of where we're at with our career, at least, is that we want to tick off all those things that we weren't able to do when we were in WWE. You know, we had years there, and you know, the grass is always greener, but sometimes no matter what you're doing, you're looking outside and you're thinking, oh, I wish we could be doing this and that and this and that. And Impact was one of those things. So it's incredibly special that we've been able to come into Impact Wrestling and to win those tag team championships. And again, all we got to do now is win them on British soil. That's the other one. But the bar keeps moving. We got to win them in the UK. So that's next on our list. But it's the last year has been incredible and very sentimental for me.
Next step, next goal. There it is. And
There it is.
Flash, I wanted to ask you, how often do you tell Mark that you just needed me or Danny, you know, your first run in Impact Wrestling?
Every
It's
day,
true.
every single day. He wakes up to 3 messages, two off me, one off Danny. Sometimes it's 2 off Danny, 1 off me. We just mix it up.
He needs to change in pace, you know, Wednesday,
Yes.
Thursday, needs a difference in the days. But I wanted to ask you, Flash, you know, next step, next goal. What is the next step, next goal for Subculture? You know, of the year you've had, like we've gone over with everything you've accomplished, and outside of just, you know, the UK invasion tour, what are you guys trying to accomplish next?
Well, we've kind of said, like, when we started picking up these belts and picking up steam, we started kind of saying, like, the summer of Subculture. That's what it was. Like, one thing happened, and another thing happened. And then all of a sudden, then the UK tour got announced, and then we were on that. And we're like, summer's never ending. Winter's never coming. So it's like, just keeps on going. But for us, it's just about, you know, as Mark said, creating those memories, creating those moments, but, you know, collecting gold along the way. I'd be lying if I said, like, we are the Revolution British, undisputed British tag team champions. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't want to see Dani Luna with our undisputed British Women's Championship around her waist while we're the tag team champions. And I'd be lying if I said that if the tour could end with us as the tag team champions and Danny is the knockout champion, that would be the absolute dream, wouldn't it? But yeah, it's about traveling the world with 2 of my best friends, creating memories and picking up gold along the way. That's the real plan.
Absolutely agree there, and I want to see it. Like I said, I'm going to be here politicking every single week on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel to get it done for you with Scott D'Amore. One final question is this pretty much to everyone here, and I'll start with you, Danny. Who would you like to face the most outside of, you know, Trinity and the Knockouts Gold? I'm working on that. I'm going to get in the negotiation rooms and get that done. But if there's anyone, because we have 4 dates, you're going to be in Newcastle, going to be in Glasgow, going to be in Coventry. If there's one person you can face from the Knockouts division, who would it be?
I think it has to be Jordan Grace. I wrestled Jordan Grace for Progress in 2019, I believe. And I was very young in my career, and she was just kind of starting on this crazy run that she's on now. And even that match itself was such a big learning experience for me as someone who's kind of done what I've done to the absolute max. I would love to run that back as much more of a complete professional wrestler. And, you know, with my 2 best friends by my side, as Subculture, I think it's so much more genuine. And I think we would tear the absolute house down, to be honest.
I would love to see that. That's an awesome match. I would love to see for Flash and Mark. I want to ask you kind of a dual question. One person, one tag team you guys can face, and one individual singles match from the Impact roster you would like to have in the UK.
You go ahead, Flash. You start us off.
I think tag team. I reckon this might be the same answer that Mark's going to give, but we already had one tussle with the Motor City Machine Guns, and we didn't get the job done. So I'd love to run that back. I really would. It was a match that kind of came out of nowhere. We weren't ready for it. The game plan wasn't there. They're the veterans, and we had an incredible match for them. It was a great showing, but we didn't get the job done. So tag team wise, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want round 2 with the Motor City Machine Guns. As for singles, I think will be a different answer to Mark. I'd love to have a one-on-one with Steve Macklin. I really would. I think that would be absolutely great. Yeah. Known Steve a few years when we were in WWE together and stuff like that. And I remember going over on my own over to the Performance Center, and he was so welcoming and he was so lovely and stuff like that. He's had a bit of a change in attitude since he's got to Impact. But,
just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I'd love to have that singles match with Steve.
I think you've got a death wish, Flash.
Oh, you know, you saw the match we had yesterday. I think I definitely do.
Steve Macklin. Who wants to get in the ring with you? I mean, fantastic wrestler, incredible wrestler. There's no chance I want to step in the ring with him. I'm tapping out in the first 5 minutes. I agree with Flash when it comes to Motor City Machine Guns. We've got to have round 2 with them. Another team we're desperate to get in the ring with is the Good Hands. I know that match was meant to happen at one point, and for one reason or another, it didn't. And for singles, I'm eyeing up Leo Rush. I want Leo Rush. Andrews versus Leo Rush is a match that hasn't happened yet, and I want to tick that off at some point. So that's my go-to for singles.
My next campaign is also getting. I would love to see, because Leo's doing some work with New Japan, and New Japan's got the relationship with Impact Wrestling. My next campaign is talking to Gato and getting y'all in the Super Junior Tag League, because I'm a huge New Japan fan as well. So
you'll be the key to our success, my friend. It's politics for us everywhere.
We've got a Subculture t-shirt waiting for you, Sid. Let's do this.
I'm here for it. I'm gonna get you a Tru Heel Heat shirt. We're gonna exchange. This is a business exchange. But thank you so much, all three of you, for your time. I want to give each of you time to let the people know where they can find you. Of course, Impact is available on Access TV every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's available on DAZN in the UK, as well as Fight TV for their Impact Plus specials. You got Impact Insiders, so many places they can check you out with Impact Wrestling, but your individual plugs, and of course the UK Invasion Tour coming up October 26th through the 29th. I'll start with you, Dani.
Well, I'm at Dani Luna Pro on all social media if you want to find me. And yeah, we are absolutely buzzing for this UK tour. I think I'm most looking forward to Glasgow because I love Scotland. And we are going to have the best time, a full UK road trip, and Subculture are going to rule the whole goddamn thing.
Absolutely. Flash.
So yeah, I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/Flash Morgan Webster. I'm on Instagram, Flash Morgan Webster, all one word. And then I'm on Twitter at Flash_Morgan. And if you want to kind of see what Subculture is up to as well, if you search Subculture_PW on Instagram, that kind of drops everything and lets everyone know where we're at every week.
Nice. Mark.
And you'll find me at Andrews Jr. on Twitter and Instagram. I kind of give it up on my Facebook page, so don't worry about that. And I'm looking forward to the whole tour. The whole thing is going to be tremendous, especially the coach journey between each show, where we all have a beer and a bloody good time as well. So
I just want to say, people need to get on that titanium package too. Come on, come and have afternoon tea with some of us. Get some cameo stuff and stuff like that. That's what I want, the afternoon tea.
Yeah, the afternoon
tea. That titanium package, front row seats. Come and have tea with us. Get a cameo shout out, meet and greet. That's the best deal ever.
That sounds like a deal to me. If I was over in the UK, I would be getting this done immediately. So if you are, you need to get your tickets. You need to get those packages, because they're going to go really, really fast. But this has been Tru Heels BTR, Between the Ropes with Subculture. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3, signing off until next time.